Are you searching for a cozy small town vibe book with some intrigue mixed in because there is some mystery between some of the main characters? Then look no further, because this one is for you. This is The Secret Keeper of Main Street by Trisha Thomas, and I must say, I loved this. I had such a fun time with this book, and even though the stakes are high at multiple points in this book, it never feels overwhelming. Like, it was not giving me heart palpitations, and I mean that in a good way. Like, I did not want my heart rushing, and it's because I truly trusted this author and the characters in this book to make good decisions, even though there were crazy things happening around them. And I loved that about this. This book is a book about a Black dressmaker who works in a wedding dress shop, and when she touches people's skin, she can get like kind of a sense of visions of their heartstrings, is how the book says it. Sometimes it's like flashes of their past or their future or whatever it may be, and suddenly the word gets out that she has this ability, and people are coming to the store just to ask her to try. And she's originally like pretty hesitant to do it, and at some point she kind of turns a leaf and she's like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try. And she starts doing it for some people, and she makes a little bit of money like in the process and everything. And whilst doing it, she meets one bride-to-be who is clearly just anything but happy to be getting married, named Elsa. And Elsa is truly just begging her for help. And so our main character decides to try to help her, and in the process, she sees nothing. Unlike with most people, she touches Elsa's skin and there's no vision. And she feels kind of bad, and so she agrees to help Elsa even though she doesn't have a vision. And then later a vision comes to her of a crime that was perpetrated against Elsa, and she refuses to sit back, the main character, because she refuses to not stand up for someone that needs help. And I found that extremely beautiful. Our main character, Bailey, was truly she was just a ray of sunshine. I don't know how else to describe her. She is someone who was willing to advocate for people that usually would have more power than her, but because she knew how desperate and how in need of help and love and care Elsa was, she was willing to help her, even though she was a Black woman and Elsa was a white woman, and she knew she could get in trouble for the things that she was doing. It felt very, like I said, the stakes were high, but they never felt like giving me heart palpitations kind of high. It felt like it was truly just, we were in a world where Bailey was so loving and caring that like no matter what happened, it needed to be good, because Bailey was just such a sweet lovely human. And I must say, like, what I really loved about this book was how the author handles, there is like queer themes in this story, and there's also themes of race, obviously, and then there's also themes of power, and the author handles all three of those things really well. They intertwine in ways that you kind of don't expect in this one, the way that other books would. And I think that sometimes all of those things being together can be overpowering in a way. Like, sometimes focusing on one aspect can be necessary to give it the full force effort and like message that you're driving home. But like, there was nothing overwhelming about what was going on here. Everything was just really well done. And so I just really appreciate Thomas's focus on all three of those things and how well she handles all three of them. And it also focuses really heavily on some complicated parental relationships, which I found very interesting. The relationship between Elsa and her mother is odd, to say the least, toxic at worst, and protective at best. It's very interesting, but it always kept me guessing. I really wasn't sure what was going on between them, and that's what made this book so good. It, like I said, full of intrigue, but also still a very cozy small town vibe where stakes are high but never give you anxiety. And I really enjoyed that about this. And Thomas does, like I said, such an amazing job weaving in so many different elements and focuses in this book, and none of them feel too much. And so I really appreciated that. So if you're looking for something that will not give you heart palpitations but still leaves you on the edge of your seat because you want to know what's gonna happen, pick this one up.